Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. Bienvenidos a mi cocina. Today, we're going to be making a yummy recipe, and this recipe is really easy to make, called Frituras de maiz, which are corn fritters. But before we get started, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you want to see more Cuban recipes. Okay, so let's get started. For the ingredients, you're going to need 2 cans of corn, 3 garlic cloves, half of an onion, 2 Aji Cachucha peppers, or half of a Cubanelle pepper, a handful of parsley, 2 tablespoons of tomato sauce, and yes, tomato sauce. I know you think it's crazy to add tomato sauce to corn, but believe me, it gives it a good taste. You're going to also need 1 egg, a quarter cup of flour, 2 tablespoons of sugar, Sazón completa, which is my homemade seasoning, and I'll leave a link below, where you can buy Sazón completa in the store. And you're going to need salt and pepper to taste. Next, I'm draining all of the liquid from the cans, and the reason why I don't like to use any liquid into my batter is because I'm going to add egg to it, which is going to thin out the batter that way. And if I add extra liquid to it, the batter is going to be really thin and watery. After you drain the corn, then you're going to put it into a blender or a food processor. And I like to keep my batter a little chunky, so I don't blend the corn so fine where there's no corn kernels left. So it's up to you how you you want your batter. If you have a blender, you can add everything into the blender and blend it up that way and make your life a lot easier. In my case today, I cannot use my blender because it's not working. So I'm using my mini blender. So I have to make like 2 batches. So that's the reason why I'm chopping up my onions and all the other vegetables. This recipe is done so many ways. You're going to find so many variations of this recipe online, on the internet. And I make this with cream corn, fresh corn, canned corn, whatever kind of corn I have, I make it. You still can make it. So these are so easy to make. A child can make this. Now, once you blend up everything, then you're going to get ready to start adding your other ingredients to your batter. So now that my corn is finished blending, I'm going to start seasoning it up to taste. I'm adding a little bit of Sazón completa, which is complete seasoning, and salt and pepper to taste. Now, I don't like to add too much dry seasoning to my batter because I like to keep the focus on the taste of the corn. Next, you want to add in 2 tablespoons of tomato sauce. Now, if you prefer to leave the tomato sauce out, you can leave the tomato sauce out. You don't have to add it. After I add the tomato sauce, I mix it very well, and then I taste it to see if I need to add any more dry seasoning. After you test your batter out, then you're going to add in your egg, and then you're going to add in the flour. And if you decide to add more corn to it because you're making it for a large group of people, you have to add more egg and more flour. So you just adjust it according to how much you're making. I like to start off with a quarter cup of flour and work my way up. If I need to add a little bit more flour, then I add more flour. Next, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar to this. Now, if you prefer not to add the sugar, you don't have to add the sugar. You can add all the other ingredients and leave the sugar out. Now the sugar is completely mixed, so we're going to head over to the stove so we can start frying these babies up. So now you want to start frying up the frituras in the oil, and you want to make sure your oil is very hot. And the reason is because if the oil is not hot enough, the frituras get really soggy and they taste oily. So you don't want that. You want them to be crunchy on the outside and nice and soft on the inside. My mother used to make these when I was younger, and I used to eat these so fast. I never really learned how to make them until I got older. But these are so delicious, and once you make this, then you'll see what I'm talking about. And if you've ever eaten frituras growing up, you know what I mean. Oh, I make these all the time, and depending on who I make them for, I may make them the way I'm making them today, or I may add a little baking powder to it. Now, I prefer making them this way because I like to get the little crunchy edges, and then when I bite them, that little crunch is just so satisfying. It really is. These fry up really quickly, about 3 minutes on each side, as you can tell by the brown edges. And so you just have to keep an eye on them and don't walk away. Now we're ready to take them out of the oil and drain them on a paper towel. These are so addicting. I can just eat these by themselves. I don't even need anything else to go with these. And when I make these at home, I'm telling you, these go like hotcakes. They go so fast because my husband comes inside the kitchen. He's taking them. My sons are coming in and they're taking them. So I always wind up having to make more than I originally wanted to make. Everyone has their favorite fritura. Some people love malanga fritters, pumpkin fritters, also known as calabaza, codfish fritters, also known as frituras de bacalao. So everybody has their favorite. And here they are, my delicious fritura de maiz, my corn fritters. And these are really easy to make, like I said before. So I'm going to bite a piece so you can hear how crunchy this is. They are nice and crispy on the outside and soft on the inside. These are my absolute favorite way of making frituras. Sometimes I do make them in bolitas, in the ball shape, but I prefer making them thinner. And if you want to make a dipping sauce for this, sometimes I like to make a simple sauce with just mayonnaise, garlic, and scallions or chives, and add salt and pepper to it. So it's up to you if you prefer to make a sauce or leave it without the sauce. Well, guys, I want to thank you for taking the time out to watch this video. And if you have a favorite fritura, leave a comment below and let me know what your favorite ones are. And if you're interested in making different types of frituras, I have a playlist at my YouTube channel. If you want to see more recipes like this, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on any recipes. And if you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. You can follow me at my Facebook group called Cooking the Cuban Way. Also visit my YouTube store. You might find some things there that you want to buy. Until next time, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.